This stuff is rocket fuel. We got to be really on it with the valve roaring away in something like this, as you can see, which is dangerous in itself. High optimal, bang in the middle of bang in the middle of optimal, as I like to say. In this video, we're going to be checking out one of the strangest heat logs on the market today, and they normally go by Penny K heat log. I've seen them in the market as hot logs, heat log briquettes, hot logs, oak briquettes, premium oak briquettes, Penny K briquettes, oak and beech heat log, oak heat logs. So it's fair to say this particular heat log is very undecided on its name in the marketplace. So those are just some of the names that I've seen these online, and what make them some of the strangest heat logs around really is the shape. If you look at the shape, they are like a hexagonal shape really, and they've got the holes in there, as you can see. But in this video, we're going to find out how long does it burn for, what kind of heat can we kick out of this thing, and we'll take an overall look at the quality and how we work it in the fireplace. So let's get into it. So taking a closer look at one, you can see the shape on it, and it feels quite light. And as you can see, I can just break it that easy. But let's weigh some out. So let's put 3 on individually just to kind of see what the weight is here. So 3 weigh 2.5 kilos, and let's add in these halves there. That's 2.8, so let's put this one on. Maybe that's 3. That's 2.9 kilos, and in pounds, that is 6.5 pounds. So I think it's time we get this in the fireplace. Let's go. Got the main fuel on the bottom, a little bit of kindling and a couple of firelighters. We are going to open our both vents, as this is a multi-fuel. So a very interesting product. It's going to be very interesting to see what kind of heat we can get out of this and how long will they burn for. So we just started the fire off. Take a look at this. Look at the kindling going there. Even the heat logs have started to catch already. Just take a look at that. It's roaring away in there. Well, I'm pretty much going to say right now that we're going to get some crazy temperatures out of these, but how long will they last? That's the question. We got to be really on it with the valves with these. Look at this. We're already up to low optimal already. Look at that. So we're going to leave it get up to about 400, bang in the middle, and then we will drop it down and set it up for the burn. If you get a fuel that's this dry, you really got to be on it, because look at this, 6 minutes in, we're already up to optimal. We have to close the door and shut our bottom vent down. As this is a multi-fuel, it's got 2 vents, a lower and an upper, and we're going to close down the bottom vent. So now our top vent is open 100%, but just check this out. Look at this, 6 minutes in, everything is caught in there pretty much. The kindling's done an amazing job, but even more impressive, look at that, bang in the middle already. So for me, when we get bang in the middle of optimal, as I like to say, this is the time to turn your top vent down. Now this is kicking out some amazing heat, and we're only less than 10 minutes in at the moment. So we're going to turn down our top vent by about 50-60%, and we're just going to see how the fuel reacts to the changes we made. You can see in there, super calm already. And we would just want to maintain now a steady heat for the whole test and see how long these last. So I get asked a lot about the accessories that I use in my videos, and what I've done is I put a list of all of the accessories that I use, from the wax melt to the fan to the temperature gauge to the blowtorch to the racking behind me, in the pinned comments below. They are affiliate links. If you use those links, I do get a small percentage kickback, which helps with the videos, you know, buying the fuels, the accessories, you know, sometimes, you know, some of the accessories can be a lot of money, so I do appreciate you using that. But I've had a lot of questions about the fan recently, and I love using a fan on my stove. I don't know about you guys, but I'd love to know your opinions on using a stove fan like this. For me, it's invaluable to create extra circulation. When you get a fuel like this that burns so quickly, it's really important that you are just on it straight away. Look at that, it's gone straight up to 500 nearly in less than 10 minutes. which it can really catch you out if you're not on it. I hope the last few clips has actually emphasized how important it is to be on your fireplace when burning any types of fuel, you know. You really can't leave your fireplace until it's set up. And in my case, that's mostly 20 to 30 minutes into a burn, generally speaking. Now, if we had just set this up with a kindling, left the vents open, and I went away for 20 minutes, I could come back, right, and that thing could be up to 1,000 Fahrenheit. And honestly, it can happen. It's that easy to do, which is dangerous in itself. So it's always important to be on it for the first 15, 20 minutes and don't leave your fireplace until you have set things up properly. 20 minutes in, check this out. We got some pretty flames in there. Look at that. It's burning extremely well. But just check this out as well. Look at that. High optimal. We're running about 550 or so there, which is fine by me. We've set it up. That will come down now as the test goes on. So 40 minutes in, as you can see, it's burning really, really well. We've got some really good embers in there now as well. And take a look at this. 30 minutes in, I think it's really important that people get used to how a fireplace looks. You know, and I'm talking mainly about the fire in the fireplace. So as you can see in there, the fire is kind of calm, relaxing, and it's doing its thing, you know. It's not racing away. Like, for example, I'll show you what you don't want to happen. So you don't want it to be like this constantly. That looks amazing, don't get me wrong, but you just don't want that constantly. You want more something like this, where it's a little bit more relaxing and just the flames are just doing a thing, you know. They calm in, they relax in, and that will give you a really, really good burn time with most fuels. Our mark here, and as you can see, they're still burning away extremely well. It's kicking out some really, really good heat. We bang in the middle of optimal between 400 and 500 still. But price-wise, these are pretty good. I wouldn't say they are cheap. I wouldn't say they're expensive. They are affordable, I would say. They come in at about between £10 and £12 per packet. I'll put a few links in the pinned comment below if you would just want to check the product out, that is. They'll be in the pinned comments. And I think it's a really interesting product, really. It's not something that I've used daily. But, you know, as I've proved in this video already, look, they catch really well. They kick out some serious heat. But how long will they last? Take a look at this. From just check that out in the middle there. Look at that. Red hot embers there. Look at that, it's kicking out some really, really good heat at the moment. Coming up to an hour and 20 minutes in, just take a look at this. Still amazing amount of heat in here. And take a look at this too. Bang in the middle of optimal, perfect. So the fire's burning away lovely, but I will say that they do break apart quite easily. You know, you can see that, you know, I'm hardly even touching it if I'm honest, and you know, they're just breaking apart. But they do seem to burn extremely hot, and we are coming up to the hour mark at this point, and there's still plenty of fuel in the fire, so we should get some decent burn times. An hour and a half in, check this out. So all of the flame has gone, a lot of the fuel has reduced. You can see we had 3.5 pieces in there originally. Look at that, and they are all very thin pieces of charcoal now. But check the temperature out there, we're just dropping below middle optimal. It's time to check some of the moisture in this product, but as you can see, due to the fact that just look how easy this breaks. If something breaks that easy, there's not going to be much moisture at all in it, so let's check it out. So let's dig that right in. As you can see there, no moisture at all in that. Absolutely dry as a bone there. Look at them, you don't get much drier than this. This is, you know, this has, look at it, we'll do another one. Look at that. Absolutely nothing at all. And that's why these things burn so... And the reason these things burn so crazy... is due to the really, really low moisture content. I'm guessing when these are made originally, they do have some moisture in them. But it will be, you know, next to nothing by the time you get it at your place. Just look at that. 0 again. And that's why it goes up like rocket fuel. At the hour and a half mark here, I'm actually going to open the top valve a little bit more just to get a little bit more airflow in there. And when you do that, you'll see you'll get really, really intense red hot embers just like that. And I'm hoping that will give us a little bit extra heat because I really want to get over the 2-hour mark. So as you can see there, opening the vents there has really got those red embers really going. So I'm hoping now this will hold the temperature that little bit more. I did have a look online to see what the burn times of these were, but they vary drastically depending on where you get them from, really. I've seen, you know, burn times from 1 hour all the way up to 4 hours, you know. What we have here is a real world situation from a guy just trying to keep his home warm during the day. So we're at about 1 hour and 40 at this particular point. I'm really hoping that we can stay above 300 on the dial for over 2 hours. Now that would be an amazing result based on what we have left in there. So 2 hours and 20 minutes in, this is what we got left. But just take a look at this temperature. Say it's time to refuel the fire, so let me show you how to refuel your fire properly. You want to break down your fuel like this. You've got a load of hot embers. In this instance, we're going to be using 3 pieces like this. You just want to put one like that, and make sure there is some air gaps as well. It's going to look a little something like this. Then we want to open our valves, and within a couple of seconds it catches just like this. I had to say, after 2.5 hours, whatever the name of these heat logs, hot logs, pinny K, whatever you want to call them, they burn extremely hot. They go up like rocket fuel, and at 2.5 hours for 3 kilos is a relatively good burn time on them as well. And as you can see back there, they are roaring away. If you want to check out some more videos just like this, they're on the screen now. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Pow!